Hey everybody, it's yes another one of these. It's Jennifer Engel, Little Ball of Hate, and I am Randy Galloway, and we do all things Jock Kingdom. Now we got a lot of stories breaking. We got Tom Hicks. We knew he was busted. We got Mark Cuban. He's accused of being busted. I love it when billionaires are suddenly busted. It makes me feel better about my financial situation.
Well, and I feel like we can help. Can we arrange like a bailout package for our local billionaires?
I've got I think I got $54 in my pocket. I'll buy the Mavericks and the Rangers combo, $54.
You might be able to get them.
See if that'll work out. All right, let me throw some names at you right here. Steve Nash. Do 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 do.
Is he still playing? I thought he was too old and breaking down.
I want to know if there has really been a player of late who has left here. Now, I'm talking about lately. Left here and continually comes back to just slap the crap out of the Mavericks and of Mark Cuban and his ownership regime. Has there been a player lately around here who's done that like Steve Nash has done it, and what happened this past week in the NBA playoffs and what the Suns did to the Spurs after what the Spurs did to the Mavericks? This Steve Nash thing, Jennifer. Whoa!
I can think of one player in recent memory who got traded away and just made a fool out of the GM for doing it, and that was Jamie Langenbrunner. Stars traded him away. He embarrassed him.
Good point.
And you know what? When you have that, at that point, when you're the GM, you should throw up your hands and say, I am sorry I screwed up. Not this, oh, I'd do that trade again, or oh, I'd make that mistake again.
Oh, you sound like Mark Cuban. There's an echo. I'd do it again. There was no mistake on Steve Nash, but hey, my gosh, when you look at what the Mavericks thought they could do against the Spurs and couldn't get it done, and then what the Suns and Steve Nash did against the Spurs, but it's just an ongoing story.
They made them look old. But let me ask you this.
By the way, Jason Kidd, boy, am I glad I hated that trade from the start.
One of us hated that trade from the start, and it was not the old gray one.
Give me credit. I always have to say this. 6 weeks after that trade was made, I was wrong for liking that Jason Kidd deal, and I've ripped it ever since then. Give me credit.
Some of us, no. I give credit to the people who hated it from the get-go. People like me.
You got lucky on that one.
But can we just agree on one thing? Can we stop with the Mavs ran into a buzzsaw and the Spurs? The Spurs were back. If I hear that one more time, we saw what the buzzsaw did against the Suns. The Mavs were bad. And how much worse does that make them than the Suns?
But even worse for the Mavs, I know we've been hammering on the Mavs for a while, but even worse for the Mavs is what the Suns did. Well, not even worse, but compounding is what the Phoenix Suns and Steve Nash did to the Spurs after what the Spurs did to the Mavs. Now, Alex Barron, Cowboys make a trade. Bobby Carpenter gone. Alex Barron, boy, what a failure he was in St. Louis. I'm going to throw this at you. He was a worse failure in the offensive line for the St. Louis Rams than Bobby Carpenter was here for the Cowboys. And Carpenter didn't even start every game. This Alex Barron did.
Alex Barron is a big failure, but can we just have a moment of silence, a big clap? You know what happened this offseason? Cowboys got rid of Ken and Barbie. Ken Hamlin and Bobby Carpenter, bye-bye. Go off to Barbie's dream house, party by yourselves, whatever. This is great. I don't care if Alex Barron comes here and false starts 1,000 times. He cannot be any more of a bust than your boyfriend, Barbie Carpenter.
I'm going to tell you about Bobby Carpenter right now. Stop quick calling him Barbie. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to go to St. Louis. He's going to be in a 4-3 defensive system, and he's going to be a player. He might even be a good player, but he's going to be a productive player. Bobby Carpenter, that's my prediction. The guy can play a little bit, 4-3.
A little bit, huh?
He's going to be pretty good. He's going to be pretty good, maybe even good with the St. Louis Rams because it's a new defensive system. I get the last word right there.
No. Here's my prediction. Barbie will have them missing Alex Barron in St. Louis. Cowboys get the way better end of this deal, but Barbie may lead them in special teams tackles. Mark that down on your book.
As everybody out there will tell you, I know a heck of a lot more about football than you do. We're back next week